Well, I'll tell you, I sure wish I'd have met a woman named Ada Lovelace. She was about 100 years ahead of her time and 200 years ahead of the rest of us. Back in 1843, when most folks were still trying to figure out how to keep their steam engines from blowing up, Ada sat down and wrote the first computer program. Now, mind you, this was long before anybody had a computer. That's like writing a cookbook before anybody invented the stove. She took two strikes against her right out of the gate. First idea was that so far-fetched that folks couldn't even see it with a telescope. Second, she was a woman in Victoria, Britain, which meant she wasn't supposed to think about much beyond embroidery and tea parties. Universities were closed to her, and so were most people's minds. Turns out she was the daughter of Lord Byron, the poet, but instead of writing flowery verses, she wrote the instructions for a machine that didn't even exist. Now that's what I call imagination. Now she met Charles Babbage, a fellow who was tinkering with a steam-powered calculator. Most folks thought he was crazy. I'd looked at his contraption and said, well, this thing could do more than just math. It could handle symbols, music, and even ideas. She saw the digital world coming while the rest of us were still trying to get the coal dust out of our eyes. She translated his lecture from French and then added 3 times longer than the original of her notes. That's the kind of student teachers dream of drought and then dread about the same time. Buried in those notes were the first computer program, loops, variables, and recursions, things we still use today. But here's the kicker. The machine was never built, and Babbage turned down her offer for partnership. Ada tried gambling to raise money, and her life dealt her a rough hand. She died at the age of 36, same as her father. Well, for centuries nobody paid much mind, and then along came Alan Turing, and folks finally realized that Ada was the first computer scientist. She saw the future, and the future was finally caught up with her. So the next time you're cussing your laptop, remember it all started with a woman in 1843 who had the nerve to imagine a world run by ideas instead of steam. Well, I guess Ada proved you don't need a machine to be ahead of your time. You just need a mind that won't quit. And if this history stirred some thoughts, put them below and give me a thumbs up. And then subscribe. It helps me a lot. And this is Thoughts While Thinking, and these opinions are mine.